Hello, everyone. It is November 2nd, Friday, here in US of A, and it is time for the next horse race in the form of a limited time series. That is for new Beamer, BMW driving machine M4. Alright, so sort of like that last Mercedes. 80 gold for the win, which most of it is gonna, well, all of it actually is gonna go to upgrading this car so we can complete the limited time series to win it. So I believe it's how long is this run for? Like 9 days or 10 days or something like that. So it'll show up in your game how many days there's left. So anyway, let's, enter now. Why not? Alright, win a BMW driving experience M4 racing by 100% completing this special limited time series. Experience this top class example of motor racing technology. Yeah, kind of a funny name for a car, don't you think? BMW driving experience M4 racing. It doesn't stop at M4. Unlike how I said it earlier, it is M4 racing. That's right, get it straight. So in this video, as the title might suggest, we'll do overview of what this limited time series is like. So of course, first thing first, it is going to be the normal 15 tier limited time series. And here, of course, is going to be the breakdown of completion rewards broken down into 25% increment. So 10% or 10 gold for first 25% completion, which is what? 4 tiers. And then 50% completion is what? In the middle of the 8th tier, like you have to do 2 races there for 15 extra gold. So that gets you up to 25 gold. And then I believe first race in the tier 12 gives you the 75% completion, assuming that you get gold rewards all throughout. Obviously, if you get silver or bronze, you do get a little less percentage points. So assuming that you're getting all gold trophies, which is what you're going to need for 100% completion. So first race of tier 12 should give you the 25% completion. And of course, tier 15, upon completion of the entire limited time series, you'll get the remaining 30 gold for the total 80 gold. But before we, so let's complete this series with the gold, so we can check out exactly what we are in for here. So there's the car, of course. Beautiful. And can we customize this car, by the way? This one we cannot. There's only one single official livery, and that is all there is. So unlike Mercedes, we cannot customize this one, which is too bad. And let's see. So here we go. Tier 15. The last race of the event is going to be the Cup at Hockenheim Grand Prix 3-lapper. It's about what you expect. And base PR is going to be 64, since I don't have any upgrades on this car. And the PR required to complete this series is, as you can see, 78.6. Can we reach that by getting 3-tier upgrades across the board? Let's find out. So once again, 7 categories, as they always tend to be. So I'll use gold to get this done right away. So 12-hour first tier cash upgrade wait time. Alright. So, you know what? I'll do each tier individually this time around. So you kind of get an idea of what it's like. So with the first round of cash upgrades, we're starting from, as I said, base PR up 64. We get to 64.7 with the first engine. And then drivetrain gets us up to 65.5. So that is 0.8 PR boost. Alright. So we're up 1.5. And body is going to get us up to 66 even. So that's a little lower. 0.5 PR boost only. And of course, it's cheaper as well. And next suspension, 0.7 PR boost. That is a high PR boost. And next category, we got exhaust, same. Also 0.7 PR boost. So yeah, exhaust and suspension doing some heavy lifting there. And the brakes, is that right? That is pretty high for brakes as well, 67.4 to 68.1. So that is 0.7 PR boost as well for brakes. Whoa, that is different, all right. And then finally, tires and wheels is gonna be 0.8. So we're going from 68.1 all the way up to 68.9. All right. So with the first round of cash upgrades, we get up to PR 68.9. So we started at what, 64 even, right? So that is almost full 5 points, just tiny bit less, right? 4.9 to be exact. So I believe the second tier was entirely gold, which is kind of to be expected. But before we do that, let's go back into the series and let's find out how far we can go with the cash upgrades only. So while we're at it, we'll kind of check out if there's going to be any event that's going to force us to service the car along the way. So tier 1, we have a speed record, but it's tier 1. We're running in green condition, so we should be good there. And we got a motorcycle, of course, Daytona Cup, single lap, I'd assume. So most likely rolling start. So that's all fine. We should be still in good working order here. For tier 2, head-to-head should be easy. Hunter at Dubai Club, that should be pretty simple. And we have Monza road course, I'd assume another single lapper because that's a pretty decent length track here. And then let's find out what the PR requirement is here. 66.7. So first round of cash upgrade will get you through this second tier. But really, who are we kidding? We're only interested in the 25% increment, right? So, all right, so fine. We'll check the PR at once we reach that. And moving on, tier 3, speed snap. Tier 3, once again, pretty early stage. So even by tier 3, I'm anticipating your car will be in critical condition. But speed snap at Silverstone National, early stage, I think we should be able to get through. If not, with a minimal bot training, I think we'll be okay. So let's check the important tier here, tier 4. So we got a drag race, but once again, considering how early this is showing up, I think we'll be okay, even with the car running in red. But more importantly, let's check out what the PR is going to be for this cup race at Le Mans. And right now, of course, with the first round of cash upgrades, you get PR up to 68.9 and 69.1. So Yeah. Basically, cash upgrade isn't gonna get you any gold in return. So you cannot convert your cash for gold using this limited time series. If you're gonna run, you have to run all the way. But to get to 69.1, I probably need only one more upgrade, right? What's the cheapest gold upgrade? Most likely the brakes, right? Let's check out what they are. We got 55 on engine, 55 on drivetrain as well, 44 on body, 50 on suspension, exhaust is 50 as well, and here's the brakes, 38. Alright, so you will have to spend 38 gold at least in order to be able to race this particular one, and that will give you enough PR boost to race. But of course, shoot, I think first 25% completion, the reward was what, 10 gold. So obviously you're gonna end up net negative unless you're planning on buying this car later on. And if you're getting, I guess, 10 gold back for spending, how much was it again? For brakes, it was 38, so you're getting maybe like quarter of it back, slightly more than quarter, so you can think of it as like more than maybe 27% discount on your brake or brakes upgrade only. Just brakes. That's it. I don't know if that kind of plan is ever worthwhile. But anyway, let's keep on moving. Alright, so next tier 5, we got head-to-head, which is pretty straightforward. Shouldn't give us any trouble. Hunter at New York should be fine. And a Cup at Catalunya Grand Prix. Another single lapper, so a bunch of single lappers here. And then tier 6, we're getting into, let's see, the Spa Cup race. I'd assume it's going to be another single lapper. Alright. Okay, so keep on moving here. Tier 7. Let's see, Speed Snap at Le Mans. That's a pretty straightforward. Either you get it or you don't. Tier 7 is about where running in critical condition can be a little dicey. Either you have to start bot training or you might have to service the car. It kind of depends, right? Depending on what the target speed is going to be for either speed snap or speed record here. But those two definitely are a little bit trickier when you're running in critical condition. So that's something to consider around tier 7. And tier 8, we've got a drag race. So that's another one that's going to be a little tricky. So in order to get 50% completion, you don't actually have to run the cup race in tier 8. You just need to do the first two, autocross and drag race, which means PR for completing tier 7 is really what you have to have if you want to get to 50% completion, was like another 15 gold, right? So 25% is 10 gold, another up to 50 is another 15, so that gets you 50 gold, right? Does that sound about right? 10 and 15, right? That sounds goofy, but I think that's how it was. I should have paid more attention. It was 10, 15, so that gets you up to 25, and the next one is 25. 75% is 25, and then final tier is the final 100% is 30. Okay, so yes. So let's check out what the PR requirement is for this double lapper Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix circuit is going to be. It is up at 71.8. And you probably need at least a couple of gold upgrades to reach that, in conjunction with the following cash upgrade, I'd assume. And you get 25 gold in return total. So obviously, mathematically speaking, even one gold upgrade, the cheapest one, costs more than that. So yeah, if you're running this series, obviously you want to try to complete it and win the car. No partial rewards is ever worth it in this case. So that is that. And returning to the series overview here, let's so if you get your car serviced on a tier 7, most likely you'll be running still in green for tier 8, so drag race should not be any problem there. And we got a double lapper Porsche Test Track Cup Race dynamic circuit, so that's a pretty short one, so that should not give you should not wear out too much of your service bar if you end up servicing it once, possibly, to get here. Let's continue on. Tier 9, elimination head-to-head and cup, so I don't see anything that's gonna pose any major trouble there. And tier 10, we got a speed record at Catalunya National. Usually, Catalunya National, you can turn around if you're having difficulty hitting the mark. You can turn around at the beginning of the main straight, go back to the last corner and go flat out and slam into the wall, the barrier at the end of that main straight instead of slowing down. Then the chances are pretty good that you're gonna hit the speed target. So I have a feeling that speed record at Catalunya National shouldn't require you to service your car. And by the time, let's see, we've serviced at like tier 8, so by the time you get to tier 11, you're going to have to service your car, because guess what we got here? Oh yeah, just like the last one, we got exact same spot, tier 11. We got another speed snap at Mount Panorama once again. Now, is this going to be as much of a stickler as the last one? Because last one I know gave a lot of racers trouble because the bot speed, even the slowest bot, was pretty fast. There wasn't much of a gap, and you couldn't really slow down by all that much if you were able to, because I have seen reports, if you will, of players that just the bot speed wouldn't budge. They were stuck at whatever the speed it was, like 315 and change, was it? Right? So that change part made a big difference, right? You know, if it's down to like 0.28 kilometers per hour, makes it a whole lot easier, versus if your target is stuck at 0.7 something kph, then you might still be stuck there for all I know. So yes, we'll see with the Beamer how much trouble that this tier 11 speed snap at Mount Panorama is going to be. But regardless, you will have to service the car at tier 11 no matter what. And of course, you probably want to take care of the other two races before you service. So that way you can move on after doing a very short speed snap at Mount Panorama. So you don't, after you service it there, you don't have to have a whole lot of your service bars taken out, right? By having to run a cup afterwards, because it's Brands Hatch 6 lappers. So I know Brands Hatch Indy circuit, not terribly long, but when you have 6 laps of it, it will take its fair share of toll on your car's service status. So something to probably get done prior to having to service the car, which you're going to have to most likely. I am betting on that one. So at least so far, we had a couple of spots possibly you need to service your car. But if somehow you got lucky and made it this far, you only have to service it once. Okay, fair enough. And then tier 12, I don't see anything that's going to give you trouble here. But of course, if you want to get 75% completion for 50 gold, you'll have to bring your PR up far enough to race in this cup race at Brands Hatch, and it's requiring PR 75.1. So yeah, that is definitely, you're gonna have to spend definitely more than 50 gold to get your PR up that far, right? So anyway, that's that. And once you got the car serviced in tier 11, Hunter at Spa is going to take out a big chunk of your service bars. And then 3 laps at Spa, or no, why am I saying Spa? Dubai Grand Prix, right? That's definitely gonna put your car in red after tier 12. So let's have a look at tier 13. We got a speed record at Monza Junior course. Now that one is kind of similar to Catalunya National, except I think Catalunya National generally have lower target speed than a Monza Junior course, just historically speaking. Monza Junior course, I can't speak. Monza Junior course typically has faster target speed to beat. So tier 13, you might get lucky with the bot training, but it's one of those cases of like, how many times would you want to run that circuit? I know it's not terribly long circuit, but how many times would you want to do it in order to bring the bot speed down far enough? So it's a matter of, how you feel. Do you feel like just, kick back, watch a few ads, jump back in and get it done and over with? Or do you feel stubborn and persistent, that you feel like, beating the bot speed down to crawl and then hopefully overtake, right? So that is kind of one of those decision thing that you can do. So if you are in a particular region of the world where the ads are not consistent for whatever reason, maybe spotty internet service or just not enough sponsors providing ad contents, then perhaps, it is worthwhile just slowing down the bots and see if you can, get through that way. But otherwise, generally, I'm at a point where, just, get the car serviced and watch a few ads. You'll be right back to starting all, good as new, right? And then, let's see, this car most likely has 3-hour service time, I think. That's been so 3-hour service. Let's see, that's about, I want to say 6 or 7 ads. So that's, some of them are shorter, like some of them are 30 seconds. There are others that are 15 seconds, and there's some really good ones that tell you right away you have earned the reward for watching an ad, like pretty much right away, like a couple of seconds into the ad. Those are always nice. So if you get lucky with those, maybe it won't take any time at all for you to service your car. Moving on to tier 14. Obviously, if you service your car in tier 13, or if you beat down those bots to crawl, perhaps tier 14 speed snap at Hong Kong won't give you much trouble at all. But obviously, if you service your car in tier 13, tier 14 should be a breeze. And we got a Daytona Cup race, a road course, 3-lapper. So there's a good chance that's going to put your car in red if you have serviced the car from previous stage. But because you will finish the Cup and head-to-head first, Monza Junior course does not usually use up all that much service bars. So perhaps 3 laps at Daytona road course won't put your car in red. I don't know. Kind of depends. But let's see. Porsche Test Track Autocross is going to be the long road circuit, but it's autocross, so that should not take up too many bars out. And same goes for the Hong Kong circuit. I mean, Hong Kong circuit isn't that big to begin with, and it's only going to be a speed snap. So that, of course, takes place in that final kind of parabolica section heading towards the finish line. So usually pretty short distance that you cover there, which means here you are at the final tier, and in this final tier I don't see anything that's going to give you trouble. So if you can make it this far, you just need to make sure you get your car upgraded far enough so you can complete it. So speaking of upgrades, let's go back to this upgrade business here. So the target we're looking for is 78.6. So with the first round of cash upgrades, we are up to 68.9. So here we go. Now the gold round, right? All right, so 55 for engine, and then drivetrain is going to be another 55. So that's 110 gold. And body is 44, so that brings the cost up to 154. All right. And 50 for suspension, so that's 204 gold we have spent so far. And then another 50, so that's 254. All right, and 38, so 254, 262, 292, right? So 292 gold, and finally 46, so 338 total, right? So assuming that the third tier cash upgrades are going to be all we're going to need, you're going to end up spending 338 gold is what I said, right? I should write these things down before I do this. But yes, around there. That was the case with the last car as well. And of course, we get 80 of it back. So the net cost is 338 minus 80. So 258 total, right? Or you can think of, let's see, it's like, let's round it off once again to 340 gold. And let's see, 80 we're getting back. So what's the percentage? What's the 80 in 340? Let's see, is that 30%? Wait, that does not make any sense. You know what? Forget it. I was trying to figure out what the, like, if you want to count that as a upgrade discount. 80 inside 340? That seems like a big chunk, doesn't it? That's more than 30%, right? Or, no, never mind. That doesn't work. Never mind. It's close to the last one. So it's more like somewhere between 25 and 30%. So, if you think about it, that's a pretty good discount. It's not as good as a 30% upgrade discount they offer, but, they don't come around all that frequently. Certainly not for brand new cars like this one. So, maybe next year there's a good chance the upgrade discount will come around for some of these cars, but I have my doubt that it's going to be anytime sooner. You never know though, because holidays are coming up, so end of the year sale, always pretty good deal. They really give you some seriously good discounts, like 50% discount on upgrades. I think they've done something similar to that in the past. But anyway, let's get this third round of cash upgrades done and see where that brings our PR up to. So, all right, so we were at 68-ish, right? 68.9 or something like that is where we were. So now we're up to 73.8. So that is all right. So each tier upgrades is about 5 points, right? 5 PR points, slightly less in this case. So, all right. Anyway, third tier cash upgrade, 1 day R&D. So these are the long ones. So get them done early so you can enjoy them more, I guess. So starting with the engine, we get a pretty nice 0.7 PR boost. And then let's go on to drivetrain. And this is going to be 0.8 PR boost. And then body is going to be 0.5. So body is, we're not getting much PR boost out of the body. You know, it's kind of expected, right? That's more realistic, you know, like as opposed to mechanical improvement. With the body, we're really dealing with the, I guess, getting lighter or getting less, getting more aerodynamic, I guess. Anyway, moving on to suspension, 0.7 PR boost. All right, so that has calmed down a little bit, maybe. Moving on, exhaust, and 0.7 PR boost there. Usually higher tier upgrades don't give us as much in return, even though they do cost more. So the higher and higher tier you go up in upgrades, less and less economical they are in terms of what you're getting back. But, you know, that's what you get. Alright, so brakes, 77.9, so that's another 0.7 PR boost. And then maxes out the brakes. And let's see, is this final tires and wheels upgrade gonna be enough? Yes, it's exactly enough to bring us to 78.6, the required PR. So, 3 upgrades across the board is going to be the cheapest way to bring your PR up to the requirement. And how much was it? 338 gold, right? You get 80 of it back, so net cost is going to be like 258. So there you have it. And at that spec, this, like all the other Beamers, is going to be some serious gripper. Look at that grip, 1.7G. With a PR 78.6 is spectacular amount of grip. Top speed is little, you know, tame, 314 kph, but it's nothing to scoff at, right? 0 to 60, 2.31 second. That is impressive. Braking distance, 27.1. It's all right, not bad. But the grip, yes. This car is gonna stick to that pavement. So looking forward to racing this one in the series, but for now, no, I'm not going to keep the car the way it is right now. It's time to do cloud restore. So but yeah, that does it for the series overview here. So jump in, let's do this. All right, so stay tuned for the playthrough videos to follow. So we'll see you there. If you like the content, please do subscribe and give that thumb up. Click like the video, right? So, all right, thanks much, and I'll see you later. Bye.